Who are your friends? You would be resurrected based on the religion of your friend. How should I know which kind of friend is the best friend? The Prophet ﷺ warned us about having friends, because a friend can either inspire you or tire you. Let me give you a story. Back in December of 2024, I had a super ambitious goal to memorize the entire Qur'an for the last 52 days of the year. I memorized 4 juz at that time. I memorized about, originally it was around 10 juz, but I forgot most of it, so I re-memorized 4 juz. And my plan was to memorize the entire Quran in just 52 days. Everyone was warning me about that because it's extremely difficult. It's not that it's impossible, but it is extremely difficult. You have to cut off everything, just you and the Quran. That's how you'll be able to do it. But like cutting off everything is almost impossible for basically 99% of people. I took on that challenge. I started to memorize, and it was difficult because I was pushing through hard. It was very, very hard at the end, and I was making dua. It started to become easier to memorize, but it's starting to become harder to stay consistent on the memorization. I wasn't revising Quran. I was just memorizing. It was difficult. It's starting to become difficult. And that's when I started to face challenges with most of my friends. Most of them would invite me to fun activities while they know I am having Quran. And I know that was just a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the worst part was that those friends that we do Quran together with them, those are the kind of friends who are inviting me to fun activities instead of my Quran. There was a day one of my friends called me to move to one of my friends called me to go to, there's like a football field, yeah, it's a sandy, it's not like grass carpet, it's like sandy football field. He invited me to, and he knows I'm going to do Quran at the time. I told him 5:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and also at evening time 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That's what I told them. I told them they can use the time from 8:30 all the way to 5:30. I told them, but they refused. They wanted to use that or those specific time because that friend loves football, and at that time in the morning was a time for football. Like after Fajr, most people just move to the football field and practice some soccer. And then in the evening as well, that's the same time, 4:30 to 5:30. To around 6:30. That's when like most people come out to go and play football, and I was sacrificing everything just to do Quran at that time. Like all my life, if you know me, all my life I have been a yes man. Like it is so difficult to say no at that time. My whole life I was a yes man. You would cheat me and I would just keep quiet. I would not even talk about it. But now I have to just train myself to start saying no and setting boundaries, because without a boundary, you will not be able to achieve your goals. And I mean it. Those were the closest friends of mine. And that's how I've been doing. That day I said, okay, I'm going to sacrifice this time for Quran. I'm going to do Quran later. We went to the football field. We sat down. It was a bit boring. Like most of the people were not even there. And the friend was saying, oh, he made a mistake. He should have let me. Like, he kind of showed some empathy. Like, okay, he should have let me to go and do my Quran. The next day he's back. Let's go football again. Until I got so pissed off, I said, I'm not gonna go anywhere. Like, I just have to sit down and do Quran. Like, not even him. Like most of my friends. Like, there was a day I think during Arafah. I was in 2023, it was 2024 Arafah. I was sitting down. I wanted to like make dhikr and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from Asr to Maghrib. That was my goal for 2024 Arfa. And the funny thing is that around 4:30 or 5:30, I didn't want to even stand up. I got 7 missed calls from one single person. If you have a 7 missed call, you would have. I was thinking that this like is an emergency. I just have to go and pick up the phone. 7 missed calls, and I was sitting down. My phone was charging. I was looking. I was not very far from the phone. I was sitting in a room, like there's a bed, and then on top of the bed, I plugged my phone, and I was sitting down on the floor with my prayer mat. 1 missed call to 7 missed calls. I dropped everything I'm doing. I went and picked the call, and the funniest part was that it was not even an emergency. He was like, "Oh, during Eid, when are we going? Where are we going to during Eid?" I was like, "Oh my, come on, oh my god!" If there's a way I can reach my phone through my hand through the phone, I would have reached. Like, oh my god! I said, no, I don't even have a place. I turned up the phone and I sat down to do my Afghan also. Like at that time, it was a win, but I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off to the point that I was doing the and I was remembering that thing. I was angry. I was like, some of the things that you can control, try to control it as much as you can. Try to set as much boundaries as you can. Some of the boundaries you have to let go, because during that time that I was trying to do Qur'an as well, I was able to block out my friends, and that's when most of the things are happening. Like my dad would call me to work for him, help me with work. My mom was sick, and all these things. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was just testing me, and I was so pissed off. My mom was sick. She was sick at that time, and I wanted to leave the house and go to a different place so I can do my Qur'an. But like, I was so pissed off, man. She was sick. There's no one to take care of her except me. That time I made a terrible decision to just leave the house and go to Qur'an. I went out to do Qur'an. I sat down. I wasn't able to memorize a single ayah. I tried. I wasn't able to memorize a single ayah from the Qur'an. I had to just shut up the Qur'an, make dua, and come back and take care of my mom. For this kind of ambitious goals, bro, you should set boundaries and also have flexible blocks. Why? Because those people that you give them a boundary, they will get pissed off and will try to intervene your most important time. And when they try to do that, you will be so much like depressed. Like, you have to have flexible time, you know. Some of the things that is starting, like a friend might come in, he might have an emergency. Also, I also remembered when during that 2024, I was trying to do Quran. Like, so many things happened, like in just like less than 2 months, because one of my friends, his sister was sick. Like, you know, there's like this detergent, like hypo. She drank it, and like when you just taste that chemical, it burns the tongue, and she drank it all. She was rushed to the hospital. She was sick, and like so many medications. I would give her so many medications, and I was pissed off. Like, why is this guy disturbing me? I want to do Quran, and that's not the purpose of life. There are so many areas of life. Like, you should not put yourself to only one goal. Although I have a noble goal to memorize the Quran. This is one of the best goals in the world. But I am telling you from experience, like, you have to set flexible times. Otherwise, you burn out. 30 days later, or 60, after the challenge was over, I had not accomplished anything. I was just bombarded with challenges and experience from every single place. I was so pissed off. I wanted to like just ditch everybody and just focus on my Quran. But like, I realized it after a year and a half. I realized that it is not their fault. Some of you might have, this is a ni'mah, you have a friend. Some people don't even have friends. You have a friend that visits you every day. That's a ni'mah to Allah. That's a ni'mah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. How will you know a good friend and a bad friend? Like, when they talk about bad friends, doesn't mean only doing bad things like drugs and everything. bad friends will affect your goals, will affect your Quran, will affect your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can you know like this friend is a good friend or a bad friend? There's a litmus test you can try. You can visit the friend or let the friend visit you. When you just look at him, what does it remind you of? It might remind you of from 1 to like 5 things. Look at those things. Are those things that he reminds you of or she reminds you of? Are those things good things or bad things? If you cross out 3 out of 5 of those things, that means that's not a good friend. Even if you have 2 things that are good, that's not a good friend. That's the real question is that, are those friends good friends or bad friends? You should not ask, should I avoid them? Ask yourself, are those the kind of friends I should be staying with? After you figure it out is your own decision. The best option for a bad friend is for you to change yourself. Focus on yourself. If he tries to disturb you, you can tell him about your goal. You can tell him about the thing you are focusing on. If he continues to disturb you, that's when you ditch them. But most of the time, like when you just tell him, okay, I have this goal, I have this thing, like, and he saw you are focused on that thing, he might join you, or he might give you some advice or something. Because I thought alhamdulillah, I did not ditch some of the friends I was talking about, but I started to focus more on my Quran. Whenever he came, he knew I was doing Quran, I would just speak to him clearly and come. I would just talk to him. I would greet each other and I would continue my Quran. When he sees I'm doing Quran, he would keep quiet for some time. Although he sometimes barge in, but it's okay. Just do your Quran. Some of the time when I'm doing my Quran, he will also pick up a mushaf and also do his Quran as well, which is a good thing. But when you just ditch them, you would be lonely, and loneliness is one of the worst negative emotions you can have. Focus on your goals. You have a limited time to go. Focus on your goals. Do not expect your friends to give you 100%. Like, that's what I was expecting. Like, your friends has to be 100% of the time. Like, just they should exercise, meditate, do this, all these good things they're supposed to do. Like, man, we are human beings. Like, you are not 100%, they are not 100%. So do not expect them to do you 100%. Some of the time we might get we might argue with them, but they are not 100%. The better friend is someone who helps. Like, some of the times, like, what a friend might tell you to, oh, come on, let's watch TikTok. You might think that friend loves you. So another friend might tell you, oh, let's go to the gym. Like, he's giving you hard time, but he's helping you to make the right decision. And that's the kind of friends you should have. For a year, I was so pissed off expecting them to give me 100%. I want you to remember who you wanted to be.